Hello everyone, this video will introduce the third project in this Typography 2 course, and this is called Typographic Gesture. This is a new project that I have not taught before, but I sort of was thinking about how we can integrate some hand-drawn text in Typography 2. This also will sort of prepare you if you take typeface design. I think it'll be kind of a nice little introduction, just getting you used to drawing letter forms by hand. But that being said, I don't have any student examples to show because you guys will be the first one that are taking this course. I do have some examples that I kind of found online that might give you some idea of the nature of the hand-drawn type, but we're gonna work on this together, and I think this should be a really fun project and a great way to end the semester. So basically what we're going to talk about is just typography as gesture, also typography and how hand-drawn letter forms can be designed based on a concept or an emotion. We dealt with expressive typography in the first project, so this is sort of somewhat of an extension, somewhat different as well. But it's really you're going to learn how expressive letter forms can function within a structured typographic system. So we're going to work on concept, we're going to create expressive letter forms, and then create a typographic solution from those letter forms. So basically the process is you're going to choose one abstract concept or emotional state. I would like you to choose them from the list below. If you think of something else that you might want to work with, we can discuss. But I think there's a lot of room to work with these words such as quiet, urgent, fragile, loud, tension, playful, heavy, awkward, calm, disruptive. Hopefully in your mind, just even as you read those words, you start thinking about how that word makes you feel, what you think imagery-wise, what that word might represent. So you're going to create a set of letter forms, and then you're going to digitize them, and then you're going to use those in a typographic composition. So this will go through phases. There's 4 phases. The first is to hand draw. First you'll obviously pick your abstract concept or emotional state. You'll sketch, then you'll take it to Illustrator and digitize, and then you'll create a composition. And, we're going to go through this with each stage. But with the competition, what we're kind of looking for is potentially a poster for a music event, or a poster for an art opening, or the cover of potentially a magazine. These, I would think more visually, more poster-wise, because you're not going to use any imagery. It's all going to be the text that you create, the letter forms, and then potentially you can use graphic shapes. You can use, complementary typefaces if possible, but kind of balancing that with the emotional state that you've kind of chosen to prepare these letter forms. And then you're going to, as we do with all our courses, we're going to critique and document. And then what you'll turn in the end is your process. So your sketches, your digitizations, your the composition that you make with those letter forms, and then your sort of written statement, just kind of summarizing the whole experience. So, you can see chaos here shown a couple different ways. Dream is very dreamy with sort of these flowy. You've got fragile with sort of the cracks in it. Wild, again, a little more hairy, fuzzy, sort of furry. And then, breakthrough again. But I think there's a lot of opportunity to have fun with this project. And again, just sort of, getting you away from the computer a little bit initially, and thinking about letter forms, thinking about what you learned about typographic anatomy, and just creating a system. So I think this will be fun. I look forward to working with you on this project, and email me if you have any questions.